Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have dinner tonight at the Saratoga Springs Restaurant, the Turf Club Bar and Grill. Bar and grill, meaning there's a separate bar from the restaurant. Everything is themed as if we are off to the races. But will we be off to the races with our gluten-free food options? Let's go in and find out. In the appetizers, I went pretty much with the standard menu, and the only things that we can do are the Brussels sprouts or the wedge salad, so I went with the Brussels sprouts. I mean, the wedge salad would probably be lovely, but I was more in the mood for something different that would be special here. Then any of the meat, the first meats, they can do the burger too. So pretty much the first 6 items, the prime rib, the strip steak, the burger, the salmon, the pork chop, and the head of the wood mushrooms could all have been made. I went with the salmon because I didn't want something super heavy. So I was going to have a cauliflower puree, sauteed green beans, roasted tomatoes, and a chermoula sauce. They're putting the sauce on the side. He said it's a little bit spicy, and he recommended that. Then I'm adding the caramelized scallops with bacon glaze as an enhancement. And then in desserts, the only thing that we could have gotten was, wow, that doesn't even make sense. They have salted caramel creme brulee, and I can't have it. That's interesting. But it was the seasonal cobbler, which right now is peach. And he's going to check. He said it's a plant-based crumble. I went, well, but are there oats in there? And he went, oh, well, there might be. I said, are they purity protocol? And he said, let me find out. But it's listed gluten-free. Just saying. So, the other thing I asked him about, because when they handed me the drinks menu, they also handed me the snacks menu. So on the snacks menu, you can have the Brussels sprouts, they can do the chicken wings, and they can do the burger. So those are the 3 items we can have there. I am going to do the mint julep. It is a bourbon drink, yes, I know. But as I've said before, in the distillation process, the gluten is taken out of the alcohol. So I have not had, other than getting sleepy, which, I mean, honestly, could be something for me, I've not had issues with that. So we've ordered with the chef. We have not ordered with the waitress yet. We're going to let her know shortly. And then as the food gets here, we'll tell you what we think. Okay, so first thing that comes to the table, pictured here, are the gluten-free rolls and bread. They put a little bit of looks like a Himalayan salt on top. So we're going to see what we think of them. They always get a little gummy, which is fine. But they were not wrapped when they came out, which was a big deal for me. It's good, the butter's actually really nice. There's a bit of a comfort food feeling about the bread here. That's really nice. Alright. Okay, so picture of the Brussels sprouts goes right here. Just realized they never came back to take an order for me, so I couldn't even order a drink. She just came by and asked me if I needed something, and I thought, they're very crispy. My guess is they're in their own fryer. They have a sweet agave sauce. It looks like it might be agave chili. So they're probably less healthy than I would normally eat. The agave syrup is like a sour, like a vinegary sweet. I got heat in the first bite, but not since then. And I'm sorry I'm like continuing to do this, but most of them are like singular leaves. I'm gonna get a whole one. Center's pretty moist. Salting is uneven. Not bad. So the crisp is great. But when you get to one that has a center that hasn't been overcooked, that's really nice. It's got a good flavor. under suspicion they're deep fried. They're that crispy. And even better, onion straws. How often do you get an onion straw? It's pretty awesome. Okay, so we have a mint julep here in a nice frosty metal cup. So they're short. It's kind of interesting because what they do is they put like a frozen ice chunk in the middle, like crushed ice but frozen solid, and letting the alcohol melt it, which is nice because that means it's not going to be too overly potent. Let's give this a try. Oh, that's potent. I want more ice to melt. Oh my god, that sounds painfully burning. I have a friend who makes some of the most amazing mint juleps. You got the mint, you got the sweet, and they were dangerous because while they were alcoholic, they were not in-your-face alcoholic. Alright, so you can see the frost on it. This may be too strong for me. Like too much bourbon and not enough of the syrup, the mint syrup. It's too heavy on the bourbon for me. After having so many unusual, well-balanced drinks at Universal, this is like my tongue is burning right now from the bourbon. Ow. Interesting. Not great. Interesting. But the Brussels sprouts were great, and they had fried onions in them that were safe. So, yum. So I've got the salmon in front of me now. The picture of it goes right here. And I'm smelling something wonderfully garlicky coming up from the plate. I'm not sure what it is. There's a nice crisp on the skin. I'm going to try just the salmon alone first. Nice good seasoning. Actually, I think I'm gonna like the tremolo on it. It said it was spicy, and it's possible that it's like a growing bird, but I'm not getting that much on there. It's actually very nice because it adds sort of a depth to the salmon. Which is good. Now he said he cooked it medium. I think it's overcooked though. I would have expected medium to be softer to the touch. This one's a little hard. Got green beans with some tomatoes. Green beans are what are so garlicky. They're actually seasoned pretty well. It's a very standard classic, garlic butter and green beans. They have seared tomatoes. There's 3 of them. They have the cauliflower puree. And that's where the salt is. So what we're going to do, we're going to put the fish So the best way to balance this out is use the actually I want to try one more thing before I tell you what I think, what I'm recommending. It's an odd palate. I like the tremolo with the fish. I like the cauliflower puree with the fish, but I don't like the tremolo with the cauliflower puree. I think even the salt in that is a little uneven. Yeah, it's an uneven balance of flavors.
I said, I've had really good mint juleps in my time. And I'm going back to the drink. Where you got the bourbon, but it didn't overpower it. This is like a hard shot of bourbon. I mean, I'm pleased that they want to be so generous, but it's better now as more of the ice is melting. But you want to be able to drink the drink immediately too. Alright, now we're going to try the scallops. They're a bacon glazed scallop. There were 3 of them for $10. Yeah, very much sweet and salty. And the sweet has that a little bit of a vinegar edge, so it's not just sweet, it's like a sour sweet. Not bad. Little, not crunchy bits, but chewy bits of bacon on top. I'm going to try the next scallop with not as much bacon on it. It's better. I mean, the bacon adds that saltiness, and I don't mind chew, but yeah, the cauliflower puree is way too salty. So there you go. Good. Not amazing, but good. I probably should have got the steak, but I wasn't necessarily hungry for it. Maybe we should meat. So, remind me. Disney desserts are huge. Just remind me. Okay, so you were looking at the peach cobbler. They did double check the crumble. It's actually rice flour, so it is totally gluten-free. I believe it is a plant-based dessert, so the ice cream sitting on top is a dairy-free ice cream. The seasonal cobbler is peach, so we're going to give it a try.
Every course in the Derby this year had a pie piano player, some player, like one line code secretary. Yeah. First time it's ever happened. Was that just secretary?
Thick like a layer of the crumble. Well, it has a slight crunch to it. As soon as you start to eat it, it gets soft. Rice flour, you know. The bowl is hot. So it's big pieces of peaches, each, crumble topping. Just do a nice thick peel of them. So the ice cream is melting very slowly, and it would be much better if it was all the way through it, I think. But it's perfectly serviceable. It's not an extraordinary crumble. It's nothing, that makes you go, oh my god, this is such the best crumble ever. But it is a good classic. I think I need to pack the rest of this up. I'm very full. I need to go without eating everything. Yeah. Let me see if they can get me another container together. So, and portion size is it's huge. I mean, small-ish hands, but it's still, the bowl is the length of my hand. It's about full finger height. So now you're looking at the check, and you can see where I had the allergy consult. The Brussels sprouts were $13. The peach was $9. The mint julep was $17.50. I might have drank a quarter of it. I might have another sip before I go. The salmon was $36. The scallop add-on was $12. And then I got 10% off as an annual pass holder. And that total became to $80.50. So that's appetizer, entree, dessert, an add-on side, and the alcoholic beverage. So I mean, all in all, it's a good price. So it's a less expensive place. But then we're going to put it to the room, so I just need to fill out my paperwork to tell me if this has helped you figure. Well, not tell me, but if this has helped you figure out how to eat gluten-free. Please give this a thumbs up. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. none of the bad stuff. Don't forget that. I don't have a tagline.
Singing hey ho, a maiden's life, 1, 2, 3. Hey ho, a maiden's life, won't you drink with me?